The divine pedagogy of the asshole, a logic audit of unwanted gifts. I am filing a formal grievance with the Celestial Logistics Department, and I expect a tracking number. Something has gone wrong in the supply chain of my spiritual development. My requests for wisdom seem to have been routed through the warehouse of cosmic practical jokes. I pray every day. I ask for guidance. I ask for mentors. I ask for sages, prophets, and at least one bearded old man holding a staff who can tell me where the hell the path is. I want a Marcus Aurelius to teach me how to stand straight even when life hits like a blunt instrument. I want a Paul the Apostle to show me how to write truth with chains on my wrists. I want a Gandalf to point dramatically at the horizon and offer a quest with clear instructions and perhaps a map. I want someone solid, reliable, and carved from the kind of moral granite you can lean against during a storm. Instead, what does God send me? Assholes. Not just one or two. Not boutique artisanal assholes. No. He sends me an industrial conveyor belt of them. I ask for wisdom. I get managers who weaponize buzzwords like synergy and optics as if they're casting spells. I ask for integrity. I get opportunists who would trade their own mother for half a social media coupon. I ask for a brother in arms. I get a man who borrows my car, crashes it, and then asks why I didn't prepare for his bad decisions. At first I wondered, is this a clerical error? Did heaven accidentally file my life under comedy instead of instruction? But then the philosopher in me, the internal auditor with a cigar, a chalkboard, and a weary stare, emerges. If God is efficient, if reality is governed by mathematics, symmetry, causal coherence, and cosmic logic, then the asshole must serve a function. Thus begins the audit. The burden of the smelling salts. If you've always sensed evil the way dogs hear high frequencies, if its presence hits you like smelling salts while others happily breathe it in, then this is not madness. It is assignment. When you enter a room and instantly identify the hidden predator while everyone else is applauding his PowerPoint, you are not paranoid. You are perceptive. You are the only one wearing night vision goggles in a pitch-black horror film. This is not evidence you're wrong. It is evidence you've been deployed. You are the antibody. And antibodies are not stationed in the quiet countryside of the soul. They are sent directly into the infection. So if you are surrounded by moral infection, corruption, cowardice, mediocrity, and behavior that smells like spiritual gangrene, it means the great physician has judged you strong enough to fight it. It's a compliment. A terrible, exhausting, unsolicited compliment. But a compliment nonetheless. The taxonomy of the one-way street people. Let us categorize the fauna of human dysfunction with Aristotelian precision and Carlin-level sarcasm. There are people who want the premium subscription to life while paying for the free trial with ads. They want loyalty while sowing betrayal. They want stability while creating crisis. They want the fruits of harmony while planting the seeds of chaos. Their worldview is a one-way street. Everything flows toward them, nothing flows from them. Apply physics. Unidirectional extraction is unsustainable. Apply ethics. Kant's categorical imperative incinerates them on contact. Apply economics. Their entire life philosophy is a Ponzi scheme of expectations. Plotinus was correct. Evil is not a substance. It is a lack, an ontological pothole. These people are not villains wielding power. They are vacuums dressed as employees, friends, or leaders. They are moral black holes. Spiritual sinkholes. Entropy in business casual attire. Their core maxim is simple. I will do the least. I will demand the most. If everyone behaved like them, civilization would collapse before lunchtime. The asshole proves reciprocity is necessary. Through their sabotage, they teach structure. Through their cowardice, they teach courage. Through their chaos, they teach order. Even the asshole is a teacher, by negative definition. The theological validation of the asshole. I wrestle with my Christian faith, often and honestly. Not because it's false, but because it's overwhelmingly accurate. If the world were naturally good, if humans were on some organic upward moral trajectory, then the Bible's worldview would be unnecessary. But the sheer density of assholes confirms it. Wickedness in power is not a bug, it is the central feature of the fallen world described in Scripture. Every incompetent tyrant validates the diagnosis. Every nest of depravity aligns with the biblical warnings. Every cluster of corruption affirms the existence of spiritual pathology. Whether you call them tares among wheat, principalities and powers, or the Gnostic archons, the pattern is the same. Evil is systemic. Evil clusters. Evil recruits. Evil masquerades as normal. The asshole is not just annoying. The asshole is evidence. A miserable, exhausting, empirically unavoidable evidence. The pedagogy of doubt versus action. Doubt is not failure. Doubt is feedback. Doubt is the mind encountering insufficient data. It is the spiritual equivalent of your GPS saying, recalculating. Even Jesus questioned. That alone legitimizes the wrestling of the righteous. But doubt bifurcates humanity. The wicked use doubt as permission to abandon responsibility. The righteous use doubt as a compass to investigate further. The wicked hide behind ambiguity, the righteous confront it. The wicked collapse under uncertainty, the righteous crystallize within it. This is the fundamental divergence. The wicked dissolve under doubt, the righteous are tempered by it. Doubt becomes either a pit or a ladder. The choice defines character. The final synthesis, the whetstone. So why does God keep sending me assholes instead of mentors? Because mentors produce mimics. Adversity produces originals. A perfect mentor would turn me into a shadow, a lesser echo of someone else's greatness. But an asshole forces me into distinction. The liar teaches me truth. The coward teaches me bravery. The thief teaches me integrity. The incompetent teaches me excellence. The petty teach me greatness. The asshole is not a mistake. The asshole is the whetstone. Without friction, nothing sharpens. Without resistance, nothing strengthens. Without opposition, nothing evolves. God did not send me a teacher. He sent me a battlefield. Because battlefields forge generals. My testing ends when I understand that I am being trained to become the mentor I was begging for. So I will stop complaining to the celestial logistics department. I will adjust my spiritual respirator to manage the stench. I will stare down the polyester-clad archduke of mediocrity and refuse to blink. And I will build something noble, luminous, and lasting, right here in the swamp of human frailty. Because if I don't, who will? Zerga, in synthesis with the philosophers.